Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most beautiful games I have ever played. But beauty doesn't always mean substance.
Where is the mailbox?
I've played around 20 hours of the story across a few different playthroughs. That's obviously not enough to finish the campaign, but it was enough to leave an impression. The story didn't hook me. I didn't care much about the characters, even when the game clearly wanted me to. Sometimes I was impressed, other times I was dying laughing about how painfully slow it felt. There are moments I appreciated,
Last chance to save your hide. Stop! If I were you, I'd relax.
but I would be absolutely lying if I said I enjoyed most of it. On the flip side, Red Dead Online is where I felt a different kind of magic. The world was the same, but the vibes were completely different.
We're gaining an audience.
But, and this is a big but, that magic doesn't last forever, especially not in the online components. And here's where the cracks begin to show. It has the bones of something incredible, but it felt abandoned by Rockstar, left to rot while they focus on other projects. I didn't even want to play Red Dead. My ex bought me the game so we could play it together. I warned him that I probably wouldn't like it, so they bought it for me anyways. Yay. But even back then, there was obvious problems. There wasn't much to do, and now there still isn't much to do, even years later. There are no heists. There's no true outlaw scheme. Instead, the game fills your time with delivery missions, bounty hunts, endless wagon protection jobs. You'll be grinding gold for hours just to unlock one basic role. If I had a dime for every time a friend asked, "So what are we doing now?" I could afford to buy actual content for this game. That's the problem. You run out of fun. There are sessions where you do every semi-entertaining thing in the game in like an hour, and then you're left circling the map trying to make up your own fun in a world that just doesn't offer you enough.
Alright, you know what? Fuck this guy. Actually, I'm gonna pick him up and I'm gonna throw him over this rock just because. Come here.
To enjoy Red Dead Online, you need to walk away from it. Take a month off, maybe a year, and then come back hoping the repetition feels fresh again. But that's not good game design, that's coping. The systems in place are technically functional, but they're designed in a way that drains you, unless you have someone walking you through the grind. There are moments of magic, like defending a hideout with your posse or riding together at sunset. But those moments don't grow. They don't evolve. They just loop endlessly until they lose their charm. And I'm not the only one who feels like this. There are other players I spoke to. They're exhausted too. They love the setting. They just wish Rockstar cared enough to do something with it.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble.
Did the online mode live up to your expectations?
No, hell no. They stopped supporting this shit, and that pissed me off so bad. Because, dude, this game could have been great. This game could have been a great online game. And it is good in spurts, right? Like, I'll play this game online for about 2 months, and then I'll delete it.
Afternoon.
If you're a role player, this game could be extremely good. Extremely good. If you're a role player, dude, I'm not a role player. I don't get into that shit.
What did you like most about the online mode?
Most?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, what I opt to play more than anything is CTA. The story mode was fun. Like, I'll give the story mode that. The story sucked, but the mode itself was fun. I didn't feel any negative type of way about the actual, the gameplay of it. The story was really fun, so it'd be a close second. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of horseback riding, and the horseback riding's fun, but obviously it's not why you play Red Dead.
That's it.
It's like when you get your driver's license. I think it's a great comparison. It's like when you get your driver's license. You always want to go drive. You always want to go drive. Your parents ask you, like, you know, you're going out to eat with your parents or whatever, and you volunteer yourself to drive. And then after you've had that license for a while, you're like, you know.
Can someone else draft, please?
You can't rob banks by yourself or with anyone, like the general stores. You can't rob any of them. I really would love to rob them. It'd make it more of like an outlaw, realistic game. Probably asking too much, but that would be nice though.
We have testing games nowadays on this planet. A lot. Just to get the glitches off. I mean, they're not programmers. They're backing up the programmers on their glitches. If you find a glitch, instead of hide, it confirms. I say this sucker's fucked up.
The story builds slowly, painfully slowly, especially early on. There's a lot of downtime between key moments, and for someone like me who values streamlined content that respects my time, that pacing gets frustrating fast. Get that a lot of Red Dead's charm comes from you riding your horse and stumbling into side events, but that exploration comes at a cost. A big chunk of the story is just you on a horse, going from one place to another. Sure, there's that occasional dialogue you get with random encounters, but for me that starts to feel like filler content. I would rather watch someone play it with all the downtime cut out in between rather than force myself through it. That said, that slow pacing does serve a purpose. It lets you live in the world. You don't just rush from cutscene to cutscene. You live as Arthur. Every hunt, every campfire, every quiet train ride, every person you decide to murder and leave on the street, it builds a sense of who he is and why his story matters. It's the kind of story that reminds me of Wes Anderson movies. They're not for everyone, but they're made with such a strong creative intention that you can't help but respect the vision. Red Dead's story feels like Asteroid City. It's beautifully crafted, deeply specific, and very deliberate with its pacing.
You took a picture of me.
Uh-huh.
Why?
I'm a photographer.
But for a wider audience, that might just feel slow, drawn out, like it's too in love with its own aesthetic. And don't get me wrong, I love that movie. But compare that to Wes Anderson's Mr. where right from the start it showcases his character, his loving relationship with his wife.
By the way, you look unbelievably beautiful tonight. You're practically glowing.
I'm pregnant.
Honey, that's
And a
If we're still
dark
alive.
twist. These movies follow a very similar direction because they were made by the same director. But it's very obvious that Fantastic Mr. Fox can appeal to a larger audience because of how it flows. That doesn't mean Asteroid City is a bad movie. It's just gonna be harder to watch for a lot of people.
I still don't understand the play.
I appreciate that everything in the game was done with intention.
He's really hiding behind that tree, huh?
Even those long, hour-long treks between story objectives. They're meant to make you feel grounded, to show off the world and deepen your bond with the characters. But just because something is intentional doesn't mean it has to work for everyone. For me, the pacing wore me down. As much as I respected the craft, the delivery didn't click. I see the quality, but that doesn't mean I want to sit through more than 20 hours of it. And that's okay. Not every masterpiece has to hit you the same way. but it did hit a lot of people real fucking hard in ways that surprised them, moved them, changed what they look for in games. So I asked them to tell me what Red Dead means to them.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper.
What was your favorite part about the story?
Favorite part about the story? Probably just their willingness to not shy away from historically accurate language. I think that made the game a lot more immersive. I think it,
Instead of just trying to be PC the entire time.
it wasn't trying to do, like, a lot of the stuff that's coming out now is really woke. It's really, you could tell that they dodge shit that kind of should be there because of time periods, and just how people are in general. Realistic, real world. Games don't feel as real anymore because people don't stoop to that level of, like, oh my god. It adds a shock value factor to the game for sure.
Yeah, like as an example with Micah.
Story mode, I have like no problems with it whatsoever. I love killing Micah by throwing dynamite near him and watching him explode, especially when he gets trapped in Strawberry.
Yeah.
I just love doing that stuff.
In conclusion, I'm done. And that's okay. I've played Red Dead for a long time. I feel so very confident saying this. I'm done. I am not coming back. Unless Rockstar performs some kind of miracle. But here's the thing, that's not gonna happen. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an achievement of itself. It created a universe that feels alive. It gave me some beautiful memories and helped me meet great people. But that doesn't change the fact that I didn't enjoy it all too much. I appreciate it, but admiration isn't enough to make me stay. The multiplayer feels forgotten. The story, while cinematic and well acted, was way too slow for me. If I had to rate it, I would give Red Dead Redemption 2 a 6 out of 10. Not because it's bad, but because it couldn't sustain what it sparked. It's a gorgeous world, but I've seen enough.